The old adage from coaches and sports commentators is that you cannot teach size. To be a living, breathing giant ripped from the pages of folklore can be both a gift and a curse, but if you're a wrestling promoter, you view it as the latter. There's a reason why Kane and The Big Show persisted in WWE storylines for countless years after their individual acts had gotten a bit stale. How do you replace them? How many other Goliaths are out walking the streets of America that could capably fill in as a reputable monster between the ring ropes? The arrival then of Braun Strowman has seemingly coincided with the cooling off of the beasts of the previous era, a more than adequate replacement for the Leviathans that came before him. Strowman blends power-based brawling with a genuine superstar aura, and it's no surprise that he's become one of the most popular stars in wrestling today. You don't just flip over as many vehicles as Braun Strowman has without looking like the beastliest beast that ever beasted. We here at Cultaholic are proud to pay homage to the industry's presiding king of the monsters, lest he overturn our office building over some unintended slight. I'm Sam from Cultaholic.com, and here are 10 things you didn't know about Braun Strowman. Join us! Number 10. Athletic genes. It would make sense that Strowman wouldn't be the only athlete in his family. After all, if his parents looked like George and Lorraine McFly, you'd have to assume that baby Braun had been the victim of some convenient gamma ray accident in his youth. Instead, Braun gets some of his sporting DNA from his father, Rick Scher, a man whose nickname is literally Crusher. And with a nickname like that, you'd think that Papa Strowman would have been a champion wrestler or a quarterback-killing NFL lineman. In actuality, Rick Scher is considered a legendary figure in the sport of slow-pitch softball. He's a member of the United States Specialty Sports Association Hall of Fame, having compiled a career line of 101 home runs, 166 hits, and 202 runs batted in slow-pitch softball World Series games. The resemblance between father and son is quite uncanny, just as it's somewhat unnerving to imagine Braun playing in the majors and having one of his line drives careen toward your face. Number 9. Personal growth. Strowman's WWE-approved vital statistics list him as standing at 6 feet 8 inches tall and weighing in at 385 pounds. While wrestling promoters tend to exaggerate such numbers for enhancing a wrestler's mythos, Andre the Giant wasn't 7 feet 4, you know, Strowman's actual vitals probably aren't too many degrees off what's stated. In fairness, he's still impressively sized, a real head-turner if you were to say see him walking through your local shopping mall. It's hard to imagine Strowman being a regular-sized human being, but he actually was. In fact, when he started junior high school, he stood at only 5 feet 8 inches tall, which is actually still tall for a 14-year-old, but nothing too abnormal. But then the growth spurt began kicking in, and by the time Strowman graduated, he stood in an excess of 6 feet 5 inches tall, growing 9 full inches in under 4 years. That will be like meeting Brian Kendrick one day, losing contact with him for 3.5 years, and then the next time you saw him, he'd turned into Drew McIntyre. Number 8. Blitzing Braun. Looking at the size of Strowman, you could easily see him giving American football a go, as a lineman on either side of the ball. And that's what Strowman did, playing semi-pro ball for a team called the Hickory Hornets in his home state of North Carolina. You might think that someone of Strowman's physical gifts would have been recruited by a prestigious football college, perhaps say Alabama, Clemson, or Oklahoma. Instead, Strowman only attended community college, but even without a deeper football pedigree, he still made a push for the NFL. In early 2007, 23-year-old Strowman attended the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. There, Strowman joined various other hopefuls in performing different physical drills such as the 40-yard dash, bench press, vertical leap, and so forth. Though some players without a college football background have been drafted into the league, they're quite rare, and Strowman never got a serious look from any NFL team. But that closed door would divert Braun into amateur strongman contests, which would turn out to be a much truer calling. Number 7. How much you bench? Strowman would become a certified strongman professional in 2011 after winning the NAS US Amateur National Championships. Through his career as a strongman, Strowman would compete in the Strongman Champions League North American competition in 2012, as well as the 2013 Arnold Strongman Classic. His success in the sport would take him to different competitions around the globe, sadly none of which involved any ambulance overturning contests. You might be wondering how much a man with Strowman's strength can lift, and the basic answer is a lot. At the height of his strongman career in his late 20s, Strowman could deadlift 905 pounds, which is basically 3 Batistas bound together with twine. Strowman could also squat 775 pounds, and some sources list his bench press max at 550 pounds. Meanwhile, I can do about 3 lat pull downs, and then I need to take the rest of the day off. Number 6. Strong connections. Someone that looks like Strowman usually ends up on WWE's radar before long. And in early 2013, the Colossus was signed to a developmental deal. He wouldn't make his in-ring debut until the very end of 2014, but it was clear that once he was deemed ready to wrestle, a unique physical presence like himself was going to get every opportunity in the book to make it big. Just like the man who discovered him. As Strowman revealed on an episode of Busted Open Radio in early 2018, he was discovered by a fellow weightlifting prodigy in Mark Henry. The two met at an amateur competition in 2010 that Strowman competed in, and Strowman professed his admiration for the world's strongest man. The two became fast friends, and it was Henry who made WWE aware of Braun sometime after. Strowman even went as far as to say in the interview, where Henry was present as host, that he wouldn't be in WWE today if it weren't for Sexual Chocolate himself. Number 5. Behind the Braun. As far as ring names go for the super heavyweight brute, Braun Strowman seems to work quite well. There's the obvious opportunity for verbal aggression in grunting out the word brawn like a barbarian's war cry, and Strowman sounds a lot like strongman, so everything seems to fall into place well enough. Initially, the wrestler's name was Braun Strowman, no R, which lacks the same carnivorous oomph that his current moniker possesses. As for the name Braun, the inspiration actually doesn't come from the word brawn as in muscly, but rather the world of professional baseball. Strowman claimed that he pitched a handful of potential names to the office only for them all to have been shot down. Needing a name, Strowman found himself pootering around at the Performance Center one day and ESPN Sports Center happened to be on the TV. The show was running a piece on Milwaukee Brewers slugger and six-time All-Star Ryan Braun, and Strowman liked the way that the surname sounded. It's unclear whether the naming took place before or after Ryan Braun was suspended 65 games for violating MLB's policy on performance-enhancing drugs in 2013, because if it was, that would be a funny time for a powerhouse wrestler to draw inspiration. Number 4. Experience not necessary. As one of the Performance Center pet projects, you might think that someone of Strowman's stature would have been further cultivated on the weekly NXT shows. Just imagine Strowman making his bones on the Full Sail programs before working with the likes of Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe at the spaced out takeovers. We'll never know what could have been, since Strowman never debuted on television until he joined the Wyatt family on the main roster in August 2015. Not counting his time spent sashaying as a rosebud, of course. In fact, by the time Braun arrived on Raw in his blackened sheep mask, he'd only wrestled a grand total of 7 matches, none of which were televised. In December 2014, Strowman competed in the first 2 matches of his career against Chad Gable at NXT live events in Florida. His other 5 bouts came in the spring of 2015, where his victims consisted of Dash Wilder, Steve Cutler, Ty Dillinger twice, and an unnamed opponent in a dark match at a SmackDown taping that June. Number 3. Food for thought. Freakish athletes genuinely gorge on large quantities of food, providing them the fuel they need to train for long hours. For example, gold medal swimmer Michael Phelps' training diet consists of 12,000 calories consumed daily, which I assume takes quite a lot of swimming to properly work off. However, Strowman overshadowed that staggering 5-figure total in a 2017 interview with Between the Ropes when he revealed that he eats 15,000 calories a day. According to Strowman, one of the biggest sources of his caloric intake is the fact that 6 days a week he orders a $25 bowl of food from Chipotle, each consisting of 3 scoops of steak, 2 scoops of chicken, double guacamole, cheese, sour cream, and corn, which sounds like something Pacitti would be forced to eat in 30 minutes or less the next time Ross schools him in pay-per-view predictions. Strowman also indicated that he was hopeful to earn a sponsorship from Chipotle, given that he spends $150 a week at their establishments. I mean, if Brock can get Jimmy John's, then why not? Come on, Chipotle, give him his deal. Number 2. Ultimate Survivor. Despite not winning much in terms of championship belts, Strowman has generally been booked to be the unstoppable Paul Bunyan with rage issues that he looks like, with plenty of high-profile victories to his credit. Over the last 2 Survivor Series events, Strowman has survived elimination matches as part of Team Raw, doing heavy damage to Team Blue in the respective bouts. It was in the 2018 match, which he survived along Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, that Strowman equaled a Survivor Series record. In succession, Strowman pinned Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio, The Miz, and Shane McMahon to win the match for the Monday Night contingent. Those 4 pinfall eliminations tied the all-time high initially set when Roman Reigns in 2013 pinned Jimmy Uso, Cody Rhodes, Goldust, and Rey Mysterio to become his squad's lone survivor. It's no wonder why these two have attempted to end the other through vehicular-based acts of malice. Each of them just understands how powerful the other man is. And number 1, Royal Thrashings. We know, the greatest Royal Rumble is about as legitimate as Lance Von Erich, Van Halen without Diamond Dave, and The Simpsons after 1998. The match is only really notable for 3 things: the fake Yokozuna, Daniel Bryan being beaten into tomato paste, and Strowman scoring 13 eliminations en route to winning a belt so green that Daniel Bryan could almost fall in love with it. If you count that event, then Strowman is the only wrestler in WWE history to have made 30 or more eliminations in his first 4 Rumble match appearances. In all, 8 different men are part of the 30 Eliminations Club, with Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Triple H, Steve Austin, Kane, Big Show, and Roman Reigns all joining Braun. However, they all needed more than 4 Rumble appearances to reach that milestone, with Austin and Reigns coming closest with 26 eliminations each across their first 4 Rumbles. Strowman made 5 in 2016, 7 in 2017, 13 in the Greatest Royal Rumble, and 5 in 2019 to hit that mark in just his first 4 tries. Now that is a true monster among men.
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter @Cultaholic. You can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you like what we do here at Cultaholic, you can check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/Cultaholic. And no matter what you do, don't ever forget to hit subscribe and join us.